Welcome back to Build a Case. If you're new here, what this series is essentially I talk about a true crime case or, some sort of case, something crime, I don't know, something to talk about while building a Lego set that vaguely retains to the topic. This week is extremely different because today we're not going to talk about a true crime case. We're going to be talking about I had to go get the set, but I hoped you liked that edit. I'll leave the link to it in the description. It's really good. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, this has to go in a video somehow. Anyway, we're talking about Minecraft. More specifically, I wanted to talk about the psychology of fear, which, I mean, fear, it's like the most truest of crimes. It's like the truest crime ever, if you think about it. Today, we have the crafting table. I think this is the largest set in the series so far. It has just under 1,200 pieces, which is a lot, but they're also very small pieces. So it's going to be a lot of meticulous building, which, I don't know, I'm pretty excited for. Anyway, let's bust open this box and let's bust open some psychology. Oh my god, this is going to be so much building. I hope you're ready for the longest Build a Case episode ever. So today we have bag number 3, 1, 10, 5, 6, 8, base plate, 4, 7, 9, and 2. We have a fairly thick instruction manual. Okay, so inside the crafting table, there's a little vignette of like some Minecraft scenery. And on the back here, it's actual like what it would look like in the game, that's kind of cute. It's really cute. Wait, there we go. Look at that. Could you guys see? Is it focusing? It's whatever. Let's get to building. This is cute. Look at this sticker sheet. Is that focusing? Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so this set is actually an homage to the original Minecraft sets that came out. Right now, it's a line that, I mean, I have like a whole bunch of them right here. Here's my Minecraft. Steve, Flint and Steel. Flint and Steel. So I have a bunch of those sets, and that's sort of the line that Lego has right now, where it's like, it's buildable, and there are like minifigures and all the animals and mobs. Whereas when they originally made Minecraft sets, it was like these little brick vignettes, and they had like 4 of them, I think, or maybe just 3. I don't know, but that's what this set is. It's not directly comparable to those in terms of size because they're not comparable. They're also not compatible, but it's an homage. Anyway, bag number 1. When I first saw this set, I really liked the idea of it, but I was a little iffy on it because when I first saw it and I first saw the photos, I thought it wasn't a perfect square, which, I mean, it would have been really stupid, and I'm sure sales would have been down if it wasn't a perfect square. But I mean, if you look at the image, I mean, it kind of looks taller than it is wider. And so I didn't trust that it was like actually square. But then I looked at like actual images of the set, and I'm like, okay, it looks pretty nice. And I am excited to get this built. I'm excited to get this built. So before we talk about fear in Minecraft, I think it's important to talk about fear itself. Essentially, fear is nature. Fear itself is not a phenomenon. It's not something we don't have an answer to. It's akin to literally any other emotion that we feel. I would say fear differs in the sense that other emotions have triggers that come from singular sources. Of course, emotions are much more complicated than that. It's not emotions come from a singular source, but let's take 2 emotions that are on the opposite spectrums, like let's take happiness, joy, satisfaction, those sort of things. And then let's take hunger. Those are different things that we feel within ourselves, opposite ends of the spectrum. They both have a singularity in why we feel those ways. So with hunger, that comes from not eating, of course, the emptiness in your stomach, your body feeding on itself, telling you like, "Arr." And then, you know, take happiness. We get happiness or joy or pretty much like laughter, smiling, that comes from serotonin. Serotonin comes from a variety of things, but all in all, it's that singular source. Fear is special in this instance because fear could derive from practically anything, while also being the only emotion that could be derived from nothing, like nothing at all. Essentially, what I mean by that is you are scared of something. You know, it could be something physical, but you could also be scared from actions, which does fit into the physical aspect, but more so the fear of something happening. You could be fearful from sound. A lot of my friends are personally scared of thunder, or, you know, if you're home alone, you hear a certain creak. Could be something that fiddles with your brain. It's those sounds, it's the unsightly nature of something, you know, something that you see or something that you think you see because of everything surrounding you, telling you if there were danger here, that'd be pretty scary. More often than not, you're not actually scared of something. Let's take like, if you're home alone, you're not scared of the dark, you're not scared of being alone. You're scared of the unknown, something that could be there that you might not be able to see, you might not be able to hear, you might not be able to catch before something happens to you. Now, of course, the worst thing that could happen to you is dying. You know, whoop, happens to everybody. But it's a fear to get scared. I think, of course, people are scared of dying, but people are more so scared of getting jump scared. Some of my favorite examples in media of this is there's this fairly popular Five Nights at Freddy's, which, you know, the teaser trailer just came out for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Pretty excited for that. I'll probably do some sort of build a case related to FNAF when it comes out, but there's this very popular fan game. It's called Five Nights at Junior's. I won't get too into it. Essentially, it's not real. Like, none of the game is like in an actual pizzeria. You know, none of the animatronics are like physical things. It's sort of like you're in a limbo state and you have to like go through these nights. I love the design of the animatronics, what they did with them. They're not sharp, mechanical, creepy. They're like abnormally human, uncanny valley, kind of creepy and unsettling. And they're also ginormous. So, you know, that's pretty freaky. But the final boss of Five Nights at Junior's is the Mangled, which over the course of the game, you see hints to something being built. And then there's this final cutscene where this intense heavy music plays and you're stuck on your screen, and all you could do is watch all the animatronics, all these parts go up a conveyor belt. And as the music builds, you see that the Mangled is being built. And I think it's a really good way of instilling fear, because you know there's imminent danger just outside of your peripheral vision. You know, it's something you can't see, but it's so close to you. You know it's near, but you don't know what it is. And it's a mix of that and the music. I think the music is so good. With it being so slow and so loud, and, you know, all you're able to do is just watch, it makes you feel helpless. The longer it goes on, the more fear like falls into you. Oh my God. Speaking of fear, okay, so you guys aren't gonna get, affected by this because you could hear me this whole time. Usually if I'm behind the camera, I have my headphones in so I could hear the audio, but I can't hear. I just have to trust that the audio is good enough. I couldn't tell because it's a little dark back there. If my audio cord was plugged in, I would have scrapped this entire video because I already started building, which, by the way, I'll put it up here. Yeah, I would have scrapped it. This whole video I would have scrapped if I wasn't recording the audio properly. Oh my God. I would have genuinely cried. Wow. Talk about fear, guys. Anyway, do you guys know the Mandela catalog? At least volumes 1 and 2. I think volume 1 is like the best because it does analog horror the best. Volume 2 isn't horrible. It's not as scary, although there's a very scary part with the TV. You have to watch that. If you watch Mandela Catalog more for like the lore, that's what the other volumes are for. I personally think it detracts from the mysterious aspects, which, I mean, it's a given whenever a small world gets grown upon in terms of lore and, you know, direct characters, and the more you find out, that's just how it goes. But going back into volume 1, very good in terms of what they do with horror. The thing that volume 1 does very well is paranormal aspects along with the extremely normal aspects. The fact that it's constructed in a way where it seems like a real video. It seems like something of our world, even though they talk about things that are not of our world. So Mandela Catalog, it does very interesting things, especially with the alternates. Irregular beings that look almost like you. That's scary. It's a scary premise, and the way they show it, it's done so well. My favorite bits are the children's drawings. I think his name is like Mark or like Michael. I could be thinking of Michael Afton. I could also just be completely wrong. Mark, I don't know. But it's how this child is showing different, it's the child's telling a story through its drawings, and what it lacks due to its childlike cynicism are adult minds with, you know, thoughts brewing of fear. We fill in those dots, and so when we eventually see sort of that hooded man, the scary man that the child's talking about, it's like, it's not jump scare scary, but it's like, it's a thinking scary. It's to invoke fear, which I think it does very well. Another place where it's done very well is when they set up, I think it's like the police camera in the house, and it like flashes photos every few seconds or minutes. It's done in such a way where there's different places that if there were something there, if there was something scary there, it could be hiding in any one of those places. And so all you're left thinking is, where? Next time the camera flashes, where is it going to be? I know it's going to be there. That's fear invoking. You know, it's your own mind telling you something's there, I just can't see it. No one told you that. No one was like, yeah, like it's gonna be here. Granted, it is, but like we don't even see it. But I think those are very good examples of fear being placed, and it's the unknown that drives that fear even farther than if it were to just be a jump scare or something big and creepy that's shown off. It's an example of less is more. Speaking of fear, I gotta place these stickers. So let's see. I was gonna say I'm pretty good at these as I drop this plate. Yeah. Okay, that's not the best, but it's not the worst. Whoop-bam! Come on, focus. Finally complete. I'll put that on once it's complete. So they have a Minecraft sticker here. It just says Minecraft. I like that. Whoop-bam! Did I scare you? Minecraft. Okay, I'm getting impatient. Nice. Create world. I mean, create new world. I'll do the rest of these later, but yeah, that's pretty cute. And so I could put them on these corners. I'll just take the whole thing off. Minecraft and create new world. So cute. Thanks. You're welcome. And then finally build the little baby Steve. There we go. Could you see that? Yeah, look at him. Look at that little guy. Yeah. I'll place him right there. Cool. And then I get an extra one. I guess I'll put him somewhere in the world. I am Steve. Flint and steel. Flint and steel. Okay, bag number 2. Do you guys know what else is a good example of fear? The backrooms. So I think the scary thing about the backrooms, or the thing that makes the backrooms scary, is the fact that there are no monsters. When people start adding creatures or monsters, or it's like, if you're there for too long, like that guy's gonna get you, it's gonna go, oh, He's gonna get you. It's not scary anymore. I mean, it's still scary, but the reason it's scary is because it's a liminal space. It's ginormous. And the fear comes from the fear mongering of here's what could happen. Here's all the scary things around. And you're just hearing all these things. And when you see it, if you're in there, that's all you're going to be thinking about. Truth of it is nothing's there. And that should be it. That's where the story should end. It's your own fears that get to you. I think the original Backrooms does something very well with just the vastness and aloneness of what the Backrooms is, or liminal spaces as a whole. And then it's the fact that it's a place that seems familiar. It feels like a place that you've been in your childhood or in your dreams. And so that's sort of where you're left thinking, like, why does it seem so familiar? You know, what is this place? When, I mean, in reality, it's just like some random abandoned mall. But something I did want to touch on was when I was very young and I was asked the question, like, what's your biggest fear? I didn't know. I didn't have an answer because I was a child, and children do not know what fear is because, you know, when you're young, you don't have the brain capacity for knowing complex emotions like fear, and you also don't have to pay taxes as a child. I mean, of course, like as a child, you're scared of things, especially things you don't know, fear of the unknown, of course. But I learned like fairly early on that I was scared of the dark. You know, I would have to sleep with a nightlight on or with the lights on because I didn't like when I couldn't see around me, especially when I was in such a vulnerable place. When I'd be in bed, all I'd think is like, oh my God, like the monster could get me and who's gonna help me? No one's awake. And so I'd always need a nightlight. It was always my go-to answer. But as I got a little older, I realized that my fear wasn't exactly dark. It was more so the unknown. And so it's always something that I lived by or realized, but I feel like it's something a lot of people still don't really think about, where they're not scared of the dark. They're scared of there being something in the dark and that they don't know. That's why I wanted to bring up those two examples of media that I really like, Junior's and Mandela catalog. They're good examples of there being the absence of something that still invokes fear. For me, most simplest terms, it was the dark. Now, not scared of anything. I'm actually a fearless man, except for my audio not recording. But yeah, I mean, I don't need a nightlight. Like, I could close my eyes and I'll be fine. You know what is kind of scary? That game Subnautica. Do you guys know that one where it's like you explore in the water and, I don't know, fight fish or something, or like you go fishing, you get, there's a pod. I think there's like, yeah, I don't know. You explore. It's a survival game. It's not sold as a horror game. It's not like, oh yeah, this is a scary game. Horror YouTubers play it. But it's like, you know, it's a fun game. It's a very scary game, actually. And that's because the water's a scary place. The ocean. It's so vast and it's somewhat liminal. You know, same way fear is evoked in the Backrooms. The ocean is such a vast space, especially when it's in a game where you don't exactly know what creatures are out there. And so you could find compilations of YouTubers discovering like some of the more different creatures or some of the creepy messages that pop up, or especially if you go like out of the zone, out of like the play zone. There's no jump scares in it. I mean, there somewhat are, like when you're grabbed by the Reaper Leviathan, sure.
Ah! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Ankle breaker, don't film in it! Ah! Oh! 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 You got me up!
But there are no jump scares. You know, it's not a horror game. They don't put creepy music. It's all the fear that people instill within themselves because they're exploring unknown terrain. They're exploring areas, and with new discoveries comes, you know, new fears. But I assume, at least, the game becomes less scary as you play it more and more because there's less to be afraid of. I mean, I'm sure there's always things to be afraid of, as there's always things to be afraid of now, but I mean, think about like cavemen. What do you, like, I ran out of battery there, but I recently, I got spare batteries so I could record for longer, which helps a lot. Anyway, I was talking about cavemen. So how do you think cavemen felt when they first discovered fire? Like, there's a reason in modern media, fire is perceived as alive. You know, it's something flowing and moving, and can't help but wonder, is that because when fire was first discovered, that's sort of how they treated it? Something living, something to be feared, taken care of. Because if not, it's gonna go out of control. But yeah, those are just examples of fear that I personally really enjoy in the media that I consume. More so like modern media. It's uncertainty, it's isolation, it's sensory limitations, but that does bring me to Minecraft. Of course, the things I just listed only really matter if you play in survival, and for the most part if you play alone. But the main topic of this video is how Minecraft triggers real life fears. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the fear of darkness, claustrophobia, and the fear of the unknown. So right now I'm building like this little map. I'm assuming this is like just gonna be an Easter egg thing because all the modules we build are gonna be on top of it. But I think when we take those modules off, it's gonna be like a Minecraft map where if you lined it up, like all the pixels represent the pixels that are gonna be on top of them, which I think is really nice. I mean, I'm already seeing it here. It looks like we have some sand. We got like the villages, cherry blossoms. Anyway, there's a map. That's cute. Look at that. When we're building up the crafting table, I'm liking this. Liking this set. We are on to bag number 3, guys. We're about a quarter way through this set. That's crazy to me. That's kind of crazy to think about. Only a quarter. I wonder how long this video is so far. I'm assuming we're a quarter into the video. I gotta build the skeleton, but I gotta find the piece that has his printing. Here it is. Does he get a bow and arrow? No, which is fine because he's literally made out of 3 pieces. We'll put him there. I'm probably gonna move the placements around. Oh, look at that. Look at those cute little guys. Anyway, first we're going to be talking about the fear of darkness. Usually when I play Minecraft, especially with like my Discord friends, we don't play like too seriously. We just run around, go fishing. And so if we ever do any dangerous activities like go mining or like exploring at night, I usually give us night vision just so it's more enjoyable because we all play like mobile. I don't have like a PC. I never did play PC games, and controls are like very limited on mobile. Like, I'm not a bad player, but it's more enjoyable. It's also like, I don't want to spend the whole time placing torches and like mining coal, placing torches. And part of it is because like, it's annoying, you know. It's not, my main goal in the game isn't to play by the rules. It's just to enjoy playing. Sometimes it's by the rules, sometimes it's just like, I can't be bothered, but it's not because I'm scared. But I will say I do get scared in the dark, especially if like you're not paying attention, you're running around, and then it would be funny when I'm just like mining or like I'm chilling and then I just hear psst, and then I explode. It's scary in the moment. It's like a jump scare. It practically is a jump scare. But it's funny afterwards because I do get scared, and it's something you're able to like laugh off afterwards. I know if I get hit in Minecraft in the dark, it's likely one of a few mobs: skeleton, zombie, spider, creeper, slime. It still doesn't stop you from being scared or getting scared or jump scared. It's something that happens. And if I don't have night vision on, even if it's one of the few mobs that are in Minecraft that are able to hurt me at night or in the dark or in the cave, I'm still going to get jump scared. Ooh, look at this, guys. We're gonna put on the walls. Let's put on some more. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, it's coming together. Oh, we're building our first module. So it looks like this is a lush cave that we're building. Cool. Anyway, back to the main point. Was your vision limited in Minecraft? There's only so much your mind could do to fill in the gaps of what's around you. Take, for example, very narrow, small spaces, and you're going through it. You're putting torches. A lot of times you're not even really thinking about what could be down here. It's so scary. You're thinking about what are you going to find? Or is there going to be diamonds in this vein? Are you going to find lapis because you need to enchant? You need iron? Or you're thinking like, there's probably mobs down here, like I have to be ready. That's likely what you're thinking if you're playing with friends, or if you're playing with music or you have something on in the background. But I'm talking about like just straight raw dog in Minecraft, full volume, full ambience. I mean, the music I've been playing throughout this video is one of the Minecraft music soundtracks, and it's a little jarring. You know, it's not exactly like pleasant, which I think Minecraft has a really good soundtrack. A lot of their cave music is like, what is this? I mean, it's kind of funny. But essentially, when you're in those caves, your brain fills in gaps that you don't consciously think about. But if you're going down, I mean, you guys know like Åberg? It's a scary guy. And have you seen those little wank pocket edition videos where it's like, Åberg spotted, not clickbait?
Oh my god! Oh,
They're funny. And they're a little scary because it's Minecraft, you know, it's something we all know. And so the fact that you're mining and then you catch a glimpse of him, it's, okay, the videos are pretty funny, just like hindsight's 2020, but it's scary. Even though in the actual game itself, the worst thing that could happen to you is you get hit by an arrow. You don't immediately see it. There's nothing around you, but you get hit, you get scared a little. It's the endless emptiness that is where fear is derived from. It's not just the emptiness, it's not just the vastness, but it's everything that culminates in that experience. It's what it took you to get there, it's what you came through along the way, it's what you could possibly find, it's what you don't know is in there, it's the darkness, it's the sounds, it's just the coldness. That's the sort of fear in the dark in Minecraft. I might be wrong, but I think this is a lush cave mixed with wherever the warden is, which is fairly newer. I'd actually be surprised if, never mind. I was gonna say like, I'd be surprised if they put like that new biome or the warden in a Minecraft set already, but they already did. I forgot. So that's funny. But yeah, it looks like a lush cave mixed with that area because there's some like teal and black and dark blue. And I swear that's like the skulkers and the you know, where the warden does his thing. You guys see that? That's gotta be what that is, right? Yeah, look at this cute little section. The lush cave, got the glowberries, the running water. I'm liking it. Okay, and there we go. Nice little enclosed box. Actually, I don't think this is a perfect square. It's not a perfect square. Interesting. So it's this like last top layer makes it that much taller than, you know, it is like this way. I mean, I don't know what I could do about that, but we're gonna put that in there and it's gonna get covered up by a bunch of other biomes anyway, so doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, what are we building now? It looks like the minifigure for this one is a witch. Can't stand the witch. It's not even anything useful in the witch hut. I can't even remember last time I found a witch hut. Let's put that there. Bam. She got her little hat, her big nose. I'd kill her if I could. The next fear we're going to talk about is the fear of claustrophobia. Ah! Did you get scared? That was claustrophobia scaring you. Anyway, picture this, just like last time, in a cave. Same place, same case scenario. You got some torches, you're playing alone. Instead of focusing on the mobs that could possibly get you, not knowing what is there, the fact that there might be something there. What the? Who's calling me? I'm scared to answer this. Making a scary video. A number I don't know tries calling me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know this number. They left me a voicemail. Capital Bank. I don't know why a community Capital Bank would be calling me. And this also doesn't seem like business hours. I don't know. I don't know if I could trust it. I'm a little scared. Okay, back to it. Hold on, guys. This is so cute. So we're building a swamp. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this, guys. Hold on, guys. Look at this. Wha-bam! It's a witch hut. It's a little hut. I'm gonna put that right there in the corner. Look at that. So cute. Anyway, the focus is going to be on the cave itself and not the existential fears that come from being in the cave. The fact that you're in an enclosed environment and that you're trapped. The thing in Minecraft, of course, is you are not trapped. There's always a way to dig out, build out. You're not limited by what's around you. But comparatively, have you guys seen those clips? It's like they're a little scary, or they're not perceived as scary because it's not a scary thing happening. In fact, it's like a funny thing. But the thing is, the player is scared, and typically it's in a cave or in an enclosed space. Something happens in their world where they can't escape it. They close out the game like super fast at a comical pace, actually.
Bro.
That's because it's the only escape you have. Do you ever play Minecraft and it's that feeling of helplessness, you know? Like you're trapped, you can't do anything, and essentially all you do is leave the game. That's all you could, or kill yourself, which don't do that, but that's what you do. My God, look at this, guys, it's so cute. Look at those little swamp trees and the little swamp area. Anyway, to even leave the game entirely as a last-ditch effort because whatever is happening around you is so inescapable, that's scary. It's scary, guys. Can't fight me on it. It's scary. I'm not gonna hear anyone out. It's scary. What you gonna do about it? What is this? Bag 5. This looks like cherry blossoms. Yep. Oh my God, this is so cute. With this one, we don't even build a mob. It's just that. It's just a little creeper. That's so cute. Just put that right there. In fact, I'm actually just gonna move all of the hostile mobs to this side. And then all of the passive mobs will be there, so. Those are all the bad guys. Anyway, typically what I just said only matters if you're in a situation that's so paralyzingly scary that all you could do is leave, which it's Minecraft. I mean, that's not really gonna happen. But more or less, that's going to happen when you are in a very narrow cave. In Minecraft, there's a lot of more vast caves, which I would argue is just as scary, especially since even if you put torches down, you still can't see the vast dangers around you. And in both instances, but more so in the larger cave, because in a smaller cave, it's probably much easier to find the end to that cave or to explore that small cave in such a fast succession. With a larger cave, I mean, it just keeps going and going. And especially as you go deeper and deeper, it's harder for you to find your way out. And so it's also the fear of getting lost. There's more fear that is invoked within you as you get deeper. And especially if you're consciously doing it, all you're thinking is, it's gonna be hard to get out of here. And it is hard. As you get deeper and that fear settles more, all you could think is, that's scary. How am I gonna get back up? And that's the claustrophobia aspect of Minecraft. Oh my God, I'm building a cactus. The way it's built is so cute. So first off, I built the little forest here. Looks like a plains biome. There's a little hill. Anyway, so right there, that's the cactus. And I built it sideways. I built it on this little piece. But it's just because the cactus textures are like vertical, they're vertical stripes. So to emulate that with the bricks, they put 2 bricks together so there's that little slit, and they have you place it on sideways. The last sphere we're going to talk about as I build up this, it looks like mountains / cherry blossoms. Pretty cute. Last fear we're going to talk about is the fear of the unknown. Ah! I get you every time. You gotta be embarrassed by now. So this is the big one. Of course, I'm sure you already noticed that all these fears coincide with each other. You know, I don't talk about one fear without talking about the others. And with the other two, the one aspect that keeps getting brought up is fear of the unknown. For most Minecraft players, they know what to expect with the game. They already know what's in the game, especially since the game has been around for so long. There's zombies, creepers, skeletons, spiders, but yet it's the other two aspects of fear that add on to it. The eeriness, it's the darkness, it adds fear. It's something that helps make certainties feel uncertain. Whoa, there's a little minecart. Okay, hold on. It looks like a minecart with a chest on it. Whoa, I see. And those are rails. Look at that. Oh my god, that's so cute. They got a copper ore, they got a diamond ore. And when I finish building it, the entrance lines up perfectly with the cave. Oh my god, that's so good. But yeah, there's a lot about the game that adds uncertainties. It's a mix of the sounds, it's the atmosphere, it's the coldness, especially in the night, in caves, in places that are just generally dark or where you don't spend a lot of time typically. Essentially, it all comes down to your mind. Although all the game is empty space, unless you're playing with anyone else, you're completely alone in Minecraft. Whatever you imagine is hiding behind or in somewhere, or you hear something or you don't see something but you imagine, what if there was something there? Those fears are all something you instill upon yourself, but you don't instill that on yourself unless the game gives you a reason to. The game does that because of everything the game already implements that causes that fear to grow and snowball within you. It's not the fact that the game could hide something where you know it shouldn't be there, because it's not going to happen. But it's the unimaginable horrors behind the surfaces that you can't see. It's invoked by the darkness, it's invoked by the claustrophobia, and it's whatever unimaginable horrors hiding just behind wherever you are, just slightly out of reach from you in a world where you're supposed to be alone. And that's the unknown. You know, that's the fear of the unknown. So that's sort of my big 3 with fear, or sort of how fear is present inside of Minecraft. But it's not that simple. If it was just up to me explaining like those 3 things and then what Minecraft has to do with them, you know, it'd be a fairly short video, and in all honesty, kind of lame. Of course, I have much more to talk about, but let me just show you guys what I've got so far. Okay, so I built the entrance to the cave, and now I'm sort of like covering it. You see, so this is like what's going to be showing, and you could see like the minecart and a little bit of the mine shaft. But then behind there, it's the ores, and like those are barely even visible. Like you're not gonna really see them in the main build, but it's just like, it's the fact that they are there. But look at that, guys. Wow. Let's throw that bad boy in there. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. It's coming up. Did I forget something? My god, I feel like I did. Because it looks like these are for redstones, and I did not use them at all or build any redstone. It's fine. Could barely see it anyway. It looks like bag 6 is one of the larger bags we're gonna work with. It looks like we're just working on building up the backbone and structure. Okay, Now, let's talk about auditory effects that are in Minecraft. So first off, it's all purposeful. The sounds and noises that they put into the game, and it's why I think Minecraft has one of the best soundtracks. The fact that, you know, their music discs, they all bring a certain atmosphere, they're all different, and more importantly, especially the musical cues that a player can't control, it's all purposeful. So cave noises in Minecraft are not random. They're of course designed to make you feel uneasy or to make you feel scared, which in a game that's not a horror game, I feel like it's something Minecraft does fairly well. And I feel like it's sort of like a meme in the Minecraft community where the cave music is so extremely unsettling for what mining in Minecraft really is, or how adjacent it is in tone compared to the rest of the game, where it's just like very lighthearted and fun. So throughout this video and throughout editing, I placed random Minecraft sound effects that you would hear in the cave or in the game that are supposed to make you feel unsettled. I'll throw in a few like right now in the background just so you could hear them, just so you know. I wouldn't say I throw them into the video as purposeful as Minecraft does, but also, I mean, that's like engineered into the game, where for me, I mean, I'm throwing in those sound effects. In the game itself, the noises are specifically placed to invoke anxiety, to scare you, when in reality, I mean, what you're doing isn't scary itself. It's more so just to place the player in the mind of the character. You know, take like speedrunners, they're not scared of anything. They're not scared of the game, and they're not going to be paying attention to the music or the sound cues that play. But if you're a typical player, you're just moving around as normal, you know, playing the game as it should be, those musical cues are supposed to invoke the same fear that the person in the game should be feeling. It's to create anxiety, it's to create fear. Oh my god, look at this, guys. Whoa, it's actually so cool. So the noises, sounds, and auditory cues in Minecraft are supposed to mimic real-world auditory triggers that signal danger. Not all of them are volume-based. They're more so extremely subtle. You'll definitely notice while playing the game. Like if you ever enter a mine shaft or a cave, it's a certain auditory cue that hits you that it puts you into fight or flight mode. I think it's cinematic enough where it feels like you're arriving at a new destination or it's a new travel spot, but it's also eerie in a way where you should feel scared entering that certain place. So I think it's a really good balance. It's a really good way of cueing players into knowing when they should be scared while also not telling them, hey, like, be scared of this. It's something naturally felt, but then it's also something that the game pushes onto you as well. Look at this. Oh my god, that's so cute. $90 though. This is crazy. Bag number 7. I believe we're building the village because the instructions here tell me to build a villager. Let's whip out this little guy. Oh yeah, there he is. Give me that bald head. Yeah. Yes! Put him there. Far from Steve. Looks like we're building up the sun right now, which is 3 yellow bricks put together. I expect nothing less. Look at that. Boom. Whoa, the sky. Oh my god, look at that. Look at the sun. That's cute. This is really cute. I like this. Anyway, so apart from those like sensory sounds that play when you're near a cave, there's the repetitive noises, there's the environment, which, I mean, it's just the environment. But then there's also human noises that play in Minecraft, which of course it's scary because there are no humans in Minecraft. And so to hear human-like sounds, it's scary. And you're probably thinking, what am I talking about? Am I talking about villagers? I'm talking about something very infamous that I feel like not enough people here, but it's something very creepy. To me, it's the creepiest thing about and in Minecraft. It's one of the Minecraft discs. It's the one that's broken. It's known as disc 11. Looks like this. So before I play this, I want you to know that this is something officially in the game. This is in the full game itself. No modding. Here it is. I don't know. I think it's scary. It's not just in Minecraft, the fears are not just one thing. It's not the visual darkness. It's not the fears you place on yourself. It's everything. It's what you see. It's what you don't see. It's what you hear. All these different aspects come together to create an experience that occasionally, some instances, install fear just from you. You know, all the fear comes from you because there's nothing else to be afraid of, which I think is a very interesting thing to happen, but it's also something fairly common. Okay, we got the village here. Look at that. Oh, so cute with the river, the farm, got 3 buildings. The way they built this, the roof, so interesting. The whole building is like sideways. It goes in the middle, which does line up with the map. There we go. Yeah. Whew. On to bag number 8. No way. Is there no Alex in this set? There's gotta be. Yeah, I see her. Is there no zombie then? Because right now I'm building a pig, and then apart from the pig, there's only one more place I could put a minifigure. And 8 minifigures. There's Steve, a pig, a cow, a villager, and I have all of those on one part, and then there's a creeper, skeleton, and a witch. And so I see Alex and I'm like, is that the last one? Is there no zombie? Because like that'd be pretty sad. I feel like zombie is so iconic. I'd be sad if I was zombie to be left out. Anyway, it looks like we're building a cave. While I build this, it is on to the last topic. So fear in Minecraft has always been non-existent, practically. Like, yeah, people get scared, but it's not a horror game. It's not something for people to get scared of. But fairly recently, which by recently, I mean like 3 years ago, in June of 2022, they added a new mob and they added a new biome. And some people may be wondering, the hell am I talking about? And then some people may already know, but it's the Warden, Minecraft's newest boss, so far at least. And I think it is the update to culminate essentially everything that I talked about in the video, while also making everything I talked about in the video come true. So it's no longer the fear of the unknown, because the unknown is now real, and it is a real thing that you should fear. Everything I've talked about up to this point is the Warden's entire deal. It's his whole shtick. The fear of darkness, claustrophobia, a fear of the unknown. And on top of all that, there is a reason to be scared of the Warden, because he is the most powerful boss in Minecraft, at least in terms of health. And there's also just like a few things about him that are like, bro, like who is this guy, you know? Like he's not an end game boss. He's not like a boss where it's like, you defeat the Ender Dragon, you defeat the Wither, okay, now it's time to fight the Warden. It's just like, you could find a Warden pretty randomly. Like, he just lives in the caves, in the cave system. Where does he live? It's not even in my script, hold on. Ancient cities. So yeah, he's old, he's an old guy. Grumpy old guy, that's him. These are some really good builds. Hold on. Just gotta put these on. Boom. Another module finished. Look at that. It's a cave. I like that. So here it has some stalagmites, it has some lava, and it's like somewhat open. It's open just like the cave entrance here is open. And this is like the cave, like the full inner cave section. And then this goes right here. There we go. Look at that running water, that lake. So it looks like we have one more module plus the roof. This is the module where we build Alex. Ooh, there she is, little cute Alex. I don't know how to put them now because there's only 3 hostile mobs. There's a villager, 2 animals, and then 2 player characters. I'll arrange them later. Anyway, just gonna finish up this last module. I do notice it's only 2 colors, white and light blue, but they did have me put this one random red piece. And here, I'll show you that right there. And I guarantee something, ooh, I see. So right now they're having me build an igloo, which is naturally spawning. I didn't know that for the longest time that they had igloos, or like that they had igloos, but they actually had a purpose where if you dig underneath, there's like villagers. So the igloo has that little hole at the bottom, which fits into there. And that's, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that igloo. Ooh, so cute. And now the final module, shabam. Look at that. What a fun set. It's a little hefty, nice, colorful, but like detailed. It's nice. I like it. Now it's time to build the roof, it seems, in our final bag number 10. But yeah, with the warden, I feel like it's as scary as Minecraft could get. With it being the most powerful creature in Minecraft, or it has the most health. And with it being one of those bosses, I say one of those as if there's anything like it. With the Ender Dragon and the Wither, you can't randomly stumble across them. You know, there's a lot of steps it takes to coming across those bosses. And I mean, granted, like you don't really get anything from a warden like you would with an Ender Dragon or a Wither. And there's also no like health bar. But it's just the fact that while you're randomly mining, you could just come across it. You could just fall into an ancient city. And then, you know, the way it activates is your screen just goes, whoom, just complete darkness. And I've seen first reactions, which I mean, they're so funny, but it's like just the terror and the horror in like not exactly knowing what you fell into. Or even if you know what the warden is, it's so different falling into it and experiencing that for the first time. And it's like an inescapable thing. The same way, like if you come across like a guardian temple and it hits you with the and you get mining fatigue, like there's nothing you could do about it. That's not so much fear as it is just like helplessness. Like, you know, they got you. Can't do anything about it. With the warden affecting your vision, it's true like despair. It's just like, nah, gotta kill myself, gotta get out of here. Like it's blind and it's big, and it just like it burrows from the ground. Like it comes out from the ground, and the only way to get around it is by sneaking. And there's no reward for fighting it. There's no reason to kill it because it doesn't drop anything, but there is a reason to loot the area because of the, you know, chest drops. And so as it's like sniffing around for you, you have to deflect with arrows or throw snowballs, and you have to crouch and like not jump. You have to use wool. Just a lot of things to get around making sound just so you could loot, because there's no advantage to actually fighting it. And then it's the fear of being discovered and hearing the shriek and it starting to run at you. And, you know, if you try to run away, it could hit you with the sonic blast. And it's like, it's scarier because I'm pretty sure penetrates your armor. Like it doesn't matter if you have armor or not, because its sonic blast is still gonna inflict like as much damage to you as if you didn't have armor. I could be wrong on that, but I also know the warden itself Like, he just does a lot of damage. I think the Warden's a really good addition. You know, practically everything I talked about in the video was like subtle things in Minecraft. And then the Warden just adds, it is everything that I talked about in the video that's already in Minecraft, but it makes it like an actual mob. And it's also fun that you don't have to go to a different dimension or do anything special to reach him. It's just like straight up from exploring. Because like, you know, mining could only get you so much or bring so much fun. But it's like, say you're mining and then all of a sudden you just fall in there and then you get that whoom on your screen and you hear the screech of the Warden and you see it like pop out the ground. It's scary, but it's fun. I finished it and well, bam. There was no true crime case. There's nothing to follow up on or talk about. And so this doesn't really have a conclusive end or any sort of conciseness. I just tried planning it out so where I finished talking by the time I finished the build. And there you go. It's so cute, guys. Anyway, yeah, there's no zombie. I'm sad about that. Kinda, not really, but yeah. See you guys next time, bye.